This is a short tutorial on how to play the game Hold Your Horses. I'm Dan Lee, the game designer. Let's start with what you get in the box. Hold Your Horses, a Mustang adventure in the Wild West, published by WordForge Press. The first thing you get is enough horses for each of 6 players to have 4 horses. Talk about how they're used later. You'll get a set of hexagonal cards that are used to build a map. There's also a set of standard size playing cards that are actually 3 different decks. And then there's a set of smaller square cards, and we'll talk about all these in detail. There's some currency, similar to what was used in the Old West, with some horse enhancements. There's a set of gold nuggets, a wilderness die, and 6 figurines one of which will represent you on the board, and you can see they each have a colored dot on them. You'll want to start by building the map with hexagonal map cards. First, separate the map cards by type. You'll see there are several map A cards, several map B cards, and a few fringe cards. Shuffle the map A cards together, then do the same with the map B and fringe cards. Finally, build the map in accordance with the pattern in the upper right corner. The pattern's also on the rule sheet included in the box. When you get to the map A section, lay the cards face up in the order you draw them to create a random map. Do the same with the fringe cards and the map B cards. And now you have your game map. After you've built the map, the next step is for players to decide what character they want to be during the game. There's a little deck of 6 cards, and these represent the characters that you can be in the game. They have unique capabilities as defined on the cards, but they're all pretty evenly matched, so I recommend just selecting the one that most appeals to your imagination. I'm going to select the lawman, and for now we'll put these others away. And I'll put my character card, in front of me on the playing surface. And then I'll take the figurine or miniature that matches the color dot here. You can see it's blue for the lawman. And one of these characters has a blue dot. And that is the lawman, and that's who I'll be during the game. So I'm going to now take my figurine or miniature and place him on start. And then I'm going to take 4 horses and place them on the fresh side of my card. The horses are used during movement and other times in the game as well. And we'll talk about that in some detail. I'll bring this card up here just a bit so you can see it says fresh on one side and tired on the other. And you start the game with 4 fresh horses. Movement is one of the most critical aspects of the game. In fact, it's how you win. The object of the game is to take your 4 Mustangs from the start space to the Sacred Plateau, which is going to be their new permanent home. On your turn, you can move 1 space by foot, that is just walking with the horses alongside of you, and then an additional single space for each fresh horse that you have. So in this case, I have 4 fresh horses. I can make an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 moves if I want to. Typically, you're going to want to keep a horse or 2 in reserve fresh, but just for purposes of showing you what you can do, I've now tired all my horses, and you'll note that I've entered this space that has a wolf at the top. You see there are several. The wolf means that these spaces are wilderness spaces. Each time you enter wilderness space, you have to draw an ambush card. And that's what these are. Be sure that they're shuffled at the beginning of the game. So I enter this space, I draw a card, and I implement the card immediately. It says a bandit takes $8, and so I would give $8 back to the kitty, or as much cash as I have if I don't have that much. Now, I can keep moving. In this case, I don't have any more horses, but let's say I did. Let's put two of these back over here. And let's say I wanted to move another space because I wanted to stop here at the hermit's house. So I could move another space, but a wolf, I've got to draw another card. So it's each time you enter one of these spaces, I draw a card and it says wolves. Wolves spook your horses and one runs away. Now when horses run away, the Indians will eventually find them, and they always wind up here in the Indian camp. The same thing if you draw a card that says Indians steal one of your horses. You'll see that there are symbols, other symbols as well. The cow symbol simply means that that's a safe passage. It's grassland and nothing happens there. You'll see that several cards, these ones with named places, have a symbol of a rider dismounting. What that means is that you can stop there and take advantage of the opportunity at that location, but you must stop. You can't take advantage of an opportunity and then continue moving on that turn. Okay, I've set my miniature, my figurine back at start to show you a couple other things. As you're playing the game, there are a number of places you can stop to get things that will help you. In fact, if you try to just move straight across the board without stopping to get anything that might help you, you're going to wind up at the Sacred Plateau with most of your horses lost or stolen and most of your, if not all of your money gone. And so you won't be able to buy them back. So you need to stop at some of these places to get enough assistance to be able to make it to the Sacred Plateau. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move two spaces. It's my turn. That tires one horse. Remember, I moved one space on my own. And I went to the township church. It's one of two places where you can receive a blessing, and that's what these cards are for. They need to be shuffled at the beginning of the game. And I'm going to turn the first one over just so you can see what they're like. It says Hidden Brook. What that means, and it describes it on the card, is that I can play this at some future time in any space on the board and use it to refresh all my horses. So I'm going to put this here with my other assets, my money, and so on, for later use. Now, there are several places where you can get things to help. Some of them have cards associated with them, some don't. They all have explanations about what you can do there. At the sheriff's office, for example, you can get a posse warrant. At the general store, you can purchase any number of items to help you on your journey. Here you can hire a partner. Here are a couple specialty items you can buy, and so on. So here's a list of the various spots. You can take the time to study it now, or it's probably more fun just to play a game or two and find out what's available to you. A couple of closing thoughts. As you move into the Sacred Plateau, you can release any of the horses that you have, whether they're fresh or tired. They can all be released. Now let's say you get to the Sacred Plateau and you've lost a couple of horses, which means they've wound up in the Indian camp. You can release the ones you do have and then go back for the others. The name of the game is to be flexible. First, take advantage of the capabilities of your character, and if you hire a partner, the capabilities of that partner. It's going to take a while for you to learn the strategy and what combinations of characters and partners help each other the most, and so on. But that's part of the fun of the game. Be flexible, take advantage of what you've got. Happy adventuring.